So before I left Wilmer, Texas, I, I ate, I went to the restroom, and I drove, and I drove, and I drove, and I drove. So mind you, the drive was 3.5 hours. So an hour into me driving here, I had 2.5 hours left. 2.5 hours. I had to go to the restroom. However, I could not go because I had a 1300 appointment. And my dispatch said I needed to be there at 1300. So now, mind you, we're not supposed to hold our urine. We're not. However, if I would have stopped to go to the restroom, I would have been late for my appointment. I wouldn't have made my load, and they possibly wouldn't have let me in. I've been to this location 10 times from my other trucking company, so I know how strict these people are. So I had to hold it for 2.5 hours and drive safely. That's very stressful. That's a stressful, this is a very stressful job. However, it's so many people around the whole world that are doing jobs and in careers as well. This is a career. And if they had their choice, they would be doing something totally different. It's a lot of people. We're all over the place. There's not too many people that live and die and fulfill their dreams. I knew people in the hospital I used to go pray for, and when they were sick and they wasn't getting out. They was not getting out. You knew they were going to pass away, and they would say when they get out the hospital, they're going to buy property. When they get out the hospital, they're going to uh, invest in this. When they get out the hospital, they're going to own their own house. They're going to do this and do that. They had all these uh, dreams in their head, and they never fulfilled it. They never fulfilled their dreams. I went in and prayed for them, and what I learned about death and when it's time for somebody to die is loved ones want their loved ones to live. I'm from heaven. I'm from heaven. I'm from a different kingdom. I'm from the kingdom of God. So when loved ones want their loved ones to live, in their mind they're saying, God heal them, God save them, God let them come home. And as somebody that prays for people, pray for people to be healed. Hello, pray for people to be. This is a ministry channel, so if you're not saved, if you're not interested in being saved, if you're not interested in the Bible, this is not the channel for you. I'm gonna just tell you right now, this is not the you wanna. If you're the type of person that don't want to hear about God, and you are, I'm gonna set the stage right here. If you are what do you call those people? Those people that come on to bash people and to tear them down and talk about them. This is not the channel for y'all. I'm gonna tell you, if y'all want to be interacting and talking back and forth, I have something I want to say. And so if you not here for that, this is not the channel for you. So when I would go in to pray for people in the hospital, even with my father, even with my mother, even with babies, even with coworkers that I would go in and pray for their loved ones. I prayed for people that had HIV. I had a coworker whose brother died of HIV, and his girlfriend had HIV, and he asked me to do the eulogy. So I did a eulogy for someone. I'm ordained. Somebody had asked me was ordained. Well, anyway, so you can pray for somebody to be healed, but you have to have discernment as someone who prays and ministers to know sometimes it's not God's will and it's their time to come home. Sometimes it's time to come home. Sometimes they're not going to make it. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will reveal. Thank you. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will reveal to you. Now I want to share something else. 6 days ago, I did a lesson, and it was about fraudulent people. It was about people that are fraudulent. Uh, and I've dealt with a lot of people. I have, I have a friend that I've been knowing since elementary school. She's been a police officer for over. She was a police officer for over 35 years. She retired, and she knows she has a lot of police officer friends, and I have friends that have police officer friends. I know a lot of people in ministry. I haven't seen them in some time, but I know a lot of people in ministry. And I think I'm gonna put a mask on my face. I'm gonna put and only show my eyes when I minister, because sometimes people want to hear for the wrong reasons. They on here for the wrong reasons, and I see why the Bible tell a woman to cover up. I see why. Some people think you're beautiful, but some people think you're ugly. Some people think, and I'm on here to minister. When ministering, I'm ministering. It's like I don't care what people think I look like, but people get upset. But I'm gonna say this: I did a message and I taught a lesson 6 days ago, and I intentionally taught that lesson because I know that some people think I'm talking about them, and I'm not. I'm not even talking about them. You'd be surprised of the men who go into my inbox on other social media sites and hit on me. And I'll give them my YouTube channel to follow me. Why? I do that to minister to them. I know that they have another motive. They have an ulterior motive, but I would never, I would never hear you. Here you are listening to me right now. And here you have maybe your sister listening to me, and your sister might tell you what I talked about. You might have a cousin that's listening to me. You might have a niece. Somebody close to you is following me, or either it's you. And I I'm not talking about you. You apologize for what you did. I know what you did. I understand what you did. And I'm not here to expose nobody. Nobody. That's not my personality to expose people. That's not my job. But really, you apologized to me, and I accept your apology. I accepted his apology. I accepted it. I accepted because I love everybody, and I respect you as a man. I respect you. So when I come on here, yes, I will use the experience that I went through, but I would never expose that person. I would never ever do that. I don't know. It's only one person that I normally expose, and it's not somebody that apologized. You apologize, and I respect you. So I would never do that. I would never do that. But sometimes I would use the experience that we went through as an example for other people to help them. But I said that to say 6 days ago, there was a bishop, and he came into my inbox, and he pretended like he was looking for a wife. And it made me sick to my stomach, because I'm like, why is a bishop? I'd be like, why are these people that claim to be bishops and apostles and prophets and pastors and teachers and all this in people's inboxes talking about they looking for wives? You ain't looking. They're not looking for wives. They're not looking for wives. And this bishop did not look straight. I'm gonna tell you, he didn't look straight. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I intentionally came online, and I did do a message about apostles, that people that claim to be apostles and prophets and pastors and teachers and evangelists. For one, because I was married to one. He died. Okay. And and I talked about police officers, because I've been involved with several police officers in the past, and it doesn't negate that I'm talking about one police officer. It doesn't negate that at all. And that bothers me, because people are like, she talking about me. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about you. You're not the only one that, did something to me. I don't be exposing people. I don't have that kind of nature. I don't. It just seems like, people be like paranoid, like She gonna say my name. She gonna say where I live. She gonna say what state I am. She gonna get my address out. She gonna get my phone number out. She gonna put up pictures. You don't do that. You don't do that. You just don't do that to people. You don't do that to people. I am in a state, and right now I don't feel like talking about that. I can't remember. I just can't get it on my mind is on this topic that I'm talking about. I started to not let nobody come on because I'm going to report. I'm starting to report people right now. I'm not going to block them. I'm going to report them. I'm going to report them for harassment. You get reported for harassment. So let me report you for harassment. So I reported that person for harassment. The comment is no longer visible to anyone. So I'm starting to report people for harassment now. I decided I'm not going to have any sympathy for people. They say anything that they shouldn't say, I'm reporting you for harassment. And you're going to not have a page. I'm reporting. I'm not playing with people now. I gave people enough time to act right. They don't want to act right, so you're going to get reported for harassment because now you're being ignorant. But yeah, so I would never. I mean, first of all, what I learned from this lesson is that um, if somebody keep asking me something, I'm life is life. Life is life, and as they say. So yeah, so I this might not be the channel for some of y'all. If y'all don't like listening, this is not the channel for you. You might want to go find a million other channels. There's a million channels. It's a million channels. It's a million channels. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like talking right now to somebody that's asking questions that's not about what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to get a bunch of followers. Whoever's comfortable following me, I'm fine. If that, but if you're gonna harass me, I'm gonna put you down for harassment. If you're not here to listen, go find somebody else to talk to. Please. I'm serious. So if you ask me something twice and I don't answer you the second time, I'm being honest. I don't feel like having that conversation. If you want to say anything negative, you might as well get your debut out because you're going to be put down for harassment. I'm going to just go on with it because report for harassment is bullying and harassment, and that's how it's going to go. Y'all can keep on coming with hello. I don't care. Y'all can. It's good, and I'm not. I'm only going to let you go so far. I'm only going to read so much because I'm really trying to talk to this particular soul. I would never, ever try to get somebody fired from their job, expose somebody. None of that. I would never do. I would never do none of that. That's just not my kind of thing. That's just not my kind of thing. I don't do stuff like that. Yeah, it's just not my time. So I mean, everybody has experiences, and I believe my experiences. Thank you. Hello, helps other people. And my experiences is to talk about what I have experienced to a certain degree. I have a limit. People think, I found that a lot of people like exposing people, but expose what you allow. Expose what you allow. You allowed it. Expose what you allow. And another thing, like I said, I don't feel like talking. So this might not be the channel right at this moment. I don't feel like answering questions. I started to block people talking to me and put not made for children so you couldn't talk back. But you can, if you know about trucks, you can look in the background and that you can answer that question. I just don't feel like it right now. I got something on my mind I want to share. I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. It's like going into I tell these people all the time, you can be at a university, and if you go into you can open a door of any university. You can go on any university and walk in the door. You can walk into any classroom. If you open the door and the professor, the teacher is teaching, um, um, and if I see somebody talking a long time and I sit down feel like talking and they want to change the subject, I'm doing a lot of reporting today because you don't get to change my subject. So, like I said, if you go into a class, I'm not reading anything. I'm not gonna read none of it. I'm gonna get all these people off of here for harassment because I can report. This is my channel. So if you go to university, go into a elementary school, middle school, or high school, and you just open the door and start talking to the teacher's gonna call the police on you, and you going to jail for harassment. You going. So this is my channel. I chose to have this channel, and I don't have to do it. I don't have to answer. I don't feel like it. I just don't. I'm talking right now. I'll do it on another channel. I'm trying to make a point. I don't want to talk right now about that. I have a subject I'm trying to talk about. I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. If you go into a classroom, if you go into a church, and you try to interrupt, they gonna call the police on you and escort you out. So me clicking and blocking is escorting you out of my page onto a page where you can go talk to somebody else. I don't feel like it, Matthew. I don't feel like it. So yeah, I would never, ever, ever expose. God taught me such a great lesson in the last 28 months. One, you don't expose people. Two, you don't bring and tell people's names. Three, if you hurt, you got to look at what part did you play in somebody hurting you. I'm gonna deal with that in this book. God said you have to go through some things that you don't want to go through in order to write this book. So you, there are a lot of people that I know I've talked to. They've been hurt. Men been hurt by women. Women have been hurt by men. And they say, I'm going to expose them. I know somebody right now today. She was in a relationship, like really in one for a long, long, long time. She was in one for a long time, and he hurt her. But what part did she play? That's where people, God was dealing with me. He had been dealing with me on this. He said, what part did you play in allowing somebody to hurt you? I have a message out. It's called if you go back and look on my YouTube channel, Twila Andrews dash Be Not Unequally Yoked. What I told them over 5 years ago before this happened to me is, what part did you play in letting somebody hurt you? What was the part you played? What part did you play in it? And so I thank God for this lesson. I do. I love this person. Nobody will ever, ever, ever be able to have that type of control from what I allowed. I allowed that. You allowed it. She hurt me. She hurt me. She hurt me. He hurt me. He hurt me. He hurt me. They hurt me. They hurt me. They hurt me. Always talking about who hurt you, what somebody did to you. What part did you play? What was your position? If they didn't have something to your head, if they didn't have you down in the cellar, if they didn't have you in chains, what part did you play in letting somebody hurt you? Sometimes you can be, as an adult, I'm talking about grown, this is grown folk talk right here. No kids should be on here. Sometimes as an adult, and you have adult children, and you have grandchildren, if you're not mature enough to see the signs that the person that is trying to get to know you is not for you, and you're not strong enough to talk to them and let them call you, you have to be mature enough to say, look, I'm not strong enough to talk to you. I didn't know that I was still weak in this area. I thought I was delivered. A lot of times you be saying, I'm delivered. I'm delivered from this and I'm delivered from that. But I'm going to tell you something. Given the right time in the right place, you will do something you never thought you would do again. So you cannot go through life as a mature adult. We talking about adults. People that could have had grandkids and don't have grandkids because they don't have kids. But you are a grown adult. You get up every day, you go to work. You have a house note, you have rent, you pay bills, you have a car, you have a bus pass. You are responsible for your own choices. You know right from wrong. You know right from wrong. You cannot go around hating people because you allowed them to hurt you. I grown from this. And it was a lesson that I needed to teach, and I had to go through it. What is it about you that you will go 1 year single, 2 years single, 3 years single, 4 years single, 5 years single, whatever, 10 years. You might go 15 years single. Oh, I'm over. I got this under control. I'm over. I got control over this. And I'm gonna tell you something. Given the right time, the right place, given the right conversation, the right person, somebody you attracted to, you will do things that you never would imagine that you would do. You cannot get mad at that person. See, that's the problem with so-called grown people. I say this all the time. They look grown. They got body parts like they grown, but psychologically, they mentally ill. They mentally deranged. They got a mental problem. Something wrong with them. Literally, people be thinking, he hurt me. I'ma go tell. I'ma go tell. I'ma go tell. Who you gonna tell? What part did you play? What was your role in letting this happen? You let it happen. Stop telling people somebody hurt you when you played a role in them hurting you. See, I'm not even going to use right now. I'm going to try my best to see if I can teach this without using the scripture because the anointing destroys the yoke. The anointing. What part did you play? One, you like them. What did you like? You like the way they look. You like their eyes. You like their nose. You like their complexion. You like their hair. You like their height. You like their hands. You like their feet. You like the way they was built. You like the conversation. What part did you play? How many people have said the same thing to you? Hello, how are you? What so many people before this person that you start liking tried to get in your life and you didn't let them in. Why did you open the door to that person? What part did you play in allowing that person in? What part did you play? You played a part. So you are out of line. You are out of order because you allowed yourself to come out of the will of God because you like somebody. Like is not enough. It's not enough. Then you want to go around and say, I'm going to tell on them. I'm going to call their sisters up. I'm going to call their brothers up. I'm going to call their friends up. I have 5 other pages. And I can see the person's pages. I can see people's pages. They blocked me under my name, Twila Andrews, but I've been on their page from day one that they've been talking to me. I got other pictures up. I got all kind of stuff up because I am a writer. I write books. I gather information. I get stories. God sends me to places. He sends me different places for reasons and to teach a lesson. And I learned it. I learned the lesson. It was hard, but I learned that. I was like, oh my gosh, to be in it, to see the situation, to see people fall for people, see people fall. Let me tell you something. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheater. I never smoke weed. I'm not into none of that stuff. I am a complete loner. Literally, when I say I'm a loner, I am a loner. I travel by myself. I eat by myself. I do everything by myself. But when God sends me somewhere, He'll send me somewhere I don't even want to go. I'll be like, I don't want to go there. Why are you sending me here? But I'm saying, I will say this. He will send me places to teach me a lesson and to teach that person a lesson. He does it all the time. He been doing this to me since I started writing books. This book on relationship, I didn't. It's heavier than I thought because I had already wrote the book, 600-page book. I wrote a 600-page book. God had me lose the USB drive. He said, "That's not what I want you to put in that book. I got something else for you." So this last experience, it taught me a lesson. It let me see how broken people are. It let me see how hard a person can break you. It let me see how long a person will wait to make you do things with them that you didn't even know was in you. Literally. So this book is going to be heavy, but I am not that immature that I would go and expose somebody. This person was like, "You've been in my town for X amount of months. Don't you know where I live? Why would I go bothering you? Why are you going to that man's house? Why are you stalking that woman? Why are you stalking?" He showed me, he said, "Go to that town. Show that person something." I don't have to go nowhere near their house. For what? That's why a lot of women are dead today. That's why a lot of women are dead today for going to somebody's house, trying to straighten them out, and they end up. I shouldn't use that word. They said don't use that on YouTube. I'm not supposed to use. That's what they say. You're not supposed to use the word. That's why some women are not here today because they want to go to somebody's house and tell them about themselves. They want to tell their mama. They want to tell their daddy. They want to tell their sister. They want to tell it. And God said, "I want you to do something. I want you to go out here and let this person know it ain't nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy." So I went. I said, "I don't want to go out here for what?" And I got to learn a lot. And they literally, they was like, "It's been 6 months. You don't you know my address?" "Yes, I know your address. I know exactly where you live. Why would you do that? Why would you go to that woman's house? Why would you go to that man? What's wrong with y'all? You shouldn't be doing that." I never went because the book that I'm gonna write is gonna help these people that they don't understand. People know when you have mental problems. People know when you have mental problems. I had so many people saying, "If it was me, I would go to their house. If it was me, I would go. I go knock on the door." And I was like, these people crazy. Men and women, nothing wrong. That's crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like that again. I just don't understand people. Going to people's house, being intrusive, is bad. It's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna write this book though. I'm gonna write this book. I learned a lesson. You can't be going to people's house because it's not. They never invited you. They never. And people don't believe this about me. I have 10 brothers. 10 brothers. And you mean to tell me I'm not wise enough to know better? I had a brother. I learned this lesson when I think I was 20 years old. And the girls was always chasing my brothers. None of my brothers are ugly. And what happened was my brothers and them would give me the phone and say, "Twila, take care of her for me. Take care of this one for me. Take it." Every brother got a sister like that. If they don't have one sister like that, they got two or three or four. They got an aunt, they got a cousin. You going over there if you want to. I have a sister that I learned from. She fell in love with this man and she went to the man's house, got in his wife's car, and the wife had grown children my sister's age. I was a little girl. Now I was little. I wasn't no grown person. My sisters and brothers are much, 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 much older than me. And I learned from that. I learned that day. Don't be going by people's house. What are you doing? So she in there crying and boohooing over this person, and the wife let her get in the car. And she said, "I know my husband have clothes over your house." I was like between the ages of 14 and 16. And I never forgot this. I never forgot it. And my sister crying, and so the siblings was like, the man's kids, grown kids, my sisters, because he was much much older man, said if you don't stop coming to our house, we're gonna beat you up. So I learned a lot. I'm from heaven. I'm from heaven. And I told people earlier, you wasn't on there. Are you the same person? I'm not. I'm teaching a lesson right now. I'm teaching a lesson. I'm talking about my book. I'm paraphrasing and I'm doing an excerpt out of my book, but I'm not writing. So I'm not on here to talk to you all. This might not be the page for you because today, right now, while I'm being loaded, I'm I'm teaching something. Yeah, so I'm from heaven. I'm from heaven. We all from heaven. So and I blocked a lot of people today. I'm blocking for bullying and for harassment, bullying and harassment, and anything any type of words that is inappropriate. Inappropriate words, bullying, trying to force me to say something I ain't trying to say today. So I learned to let. I learned. I even have friends. I had a friend I used to stay with when I was I know her from elementary school. Let me see. I was 20 years old and I moved in with her and she was dating a married man. I know a lot of women back in the day. I know them. That's why I stay to myself. They would date married men. I know a lot of women, literally back in the day. So she was dating a married man. I was living with her. I didn't know she was dating a married man. So when I came home from work, I opened the key to her door. And the man that she was dating that was married was behind the door with a shotgun. I'm not lying to you. The man was behind the door with a shotgun. Me and her talked about this year. Forgot when, and she was laughing about it. It wasn't funny. Do you know I could have been dead? I could have been dead. You don't be going to people's house. They will put you in their backyard and dig a hole for you. You be surprised. People will not call you, talk to you, text you to lure you to their house. That's what happened to a lot of women. Men have this fixation. They have a palate for putting women to sleep, for doing things to them. And they won't call you. They won't text you. They will ignore you after they get your attention. And you go going over their house and they'll let you in. You'd be surprised of the bodies in people's backyards from women going over there. Going over there. Why are you going over that man's house? That man never invited you over his house. I don't know what be wrong with people. I don't know why women do that. A lot of ladies have lost their daughters, and I won't say lost. Their daughters have left this world because they went somewhere they shouldn't have went. They shouldn't have went there. You shouldn't have went there. Why did you go there? You would still be alive today. It don't make it right that the person did that, but people don't understand that. They don't understand that if somebody want to be with you, they're gonna show you they want to be with you. Nobody has taught a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people haven't been taught how to date. A lot of people haven't been taught the signs of what makes a man like you. I be listening to these people over and over and over again, over and over and over again. I be listening to them. I be listening to them over and over and over and over again. I be listening to them. I be listening to them over and over and over again. I be listening to people, and I'm serious. I mean, it was hard to. He was like, "You got to feel this thing. I need you to feel what people do when they crazy about something." I don't want to feel that. Why I want to feel that? But boy, I felt it. Oh my gosh! That's why I watch all them uh shows. I be watching all them shows about what people do because they think they in love. That mess is insane. I learned how people feel. They be putting themselves into a fairy tale, into a dream, into a, but I need a character. I always need a character in order to write my book. I cannot write clear without a character. I have to play these parts out. It's it's amazing to see how people do stuff. I'm not comfortable with people speaking these kind of languages because I don't know what they speaking. They could be speaking something over me, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that harassment. I like when people come over here and talk crazy because uh let's see, report. I don't mind harassment because y'all make your debut. Go ahead and make your debut. I'm okay with it. I'm okay because I'm not gonna read the whole thing because I'm not gonna put that in my spirit. I learned that. I learned that from my police officer friends. It's good to read stuff because you got to see how people's minds are. But trust me, people don't know. People don't even know who they dealing with. But I learned a lesson. Oh, I learned so much from this experience. And the interesting thing is, you go back to my video. If you go back to my video on if you go back to my video, yeah, if you go back to my video on Be Not Unequally Yoked, everything that I experienced, I had already taught, so I already knew. But I learned a lot about. I had like four of the people that knew about the situation, and I listened to the advice that they gave, and I followed their advice to a certain degree, and a lot of them was off. A lot of them was off. They was off. They was off. They was like, give that person a chance. Give them a person a chance. They calling you. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. They kept telling me, give them a chance, and I learned a lot. I learned so much. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain. But no, I would never expose you. I would never tell nobody. Nah, that I don't do stuff like that. I don't do stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna walk 1,000 feet to get my paperwork. That's what I'm trying to decide. But no, I'm not like that. Now, I also brought up. I'm gonna tell his sisters to see if he was following me. And soon as I said I'm gonna tell his sisters, he blocked me. So I already know they follow me. I'm cool with that. But that part was good. I mean, so I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it. I'm a really good person though. I have a good spirit. I got a good heart. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know what my assignment is. But I learned one thing about people. I learned a lot about people. And what I learned was people will blame people for hurting them when really you hurt yourself. That's what I learned. What I learned was people will blame people for hurting them when they hurt themselves because they didn't learn the lesson the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10th, the 20th. People just keep on doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. They do it over and over again. They just keep on doing the same thing over and over again. And they blame people. People love to blame people. Okay, Adam blamed Eve. Eve blamed Adam. Uh, this is this here. Who is this? Yeah. So I learned that people don't like to follow rules. I learned that people don't like to follow rules. I literally learned that people don't like to follow rules. I learned that. I'm learning that people don't like to follow rules. I noticed that people hate rules. People want to do what they want to do, say what they want to say. But this person holds a special place in my heart. I would never expose their brother. I would never. I wouldn't do that to them. I wouldn't do that to them because I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I feel sorry for a lot of women that have no control over themselves. Their temperament is controlled by how people treat them. They temperament is controlled how people treat them. I don't know. That's the last thing on my mind. None of that's on my mind. This is on my mind right now. I don't know. I answered you, but I noticed that women, especially women, they will hold a grudge in a minute against a man that didn't want them. They will hold a grudge in a minute. But now a man will hold a grudge too for a woman that he didn't want. And a man would be scorned by women that didn't want him. And that man that's scorned will bleed on a woman that want him. That man that is scorned by women in his past that didn't want you will bleed on a woman that want him. Come on, talk to me right there. A man that's been scorned by his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriends, his ex-women, his ex-lovers, when he meet a woman that want him, he will bleed on that woman that want him. Are you listening to me? He won't treat her right. He won't respect her. He won't he won't talk. He'll trick her. He'll con her. He'll play games because he's been in the game now. They let him be free, run free too long. He been single 3, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 years. That man will bleed on you. I got 10 brothers. I know better. I know better. So hurting me when I done wrote my own autobiography is going to take a lot. But I know how to go. It's raining. I should have went and got my paperwork. I know how to go through the acting and the emotions of how people hurt and beg people to be with them. That man that begged other women to be with him, when he get to you, he tired of begging. You either want him or you don't want him. And he got trust issues. And he insecure. When you come into his life talking about you so beautiful and you so handsome and you got beautiful eyes and I like everything about you, that man will reject you. He'd be like, oh no, I ain't ready for all this. This too much. The women he wanted to love him like that didn't want him. So now he all broken. He all feeble. He don't have that to give to you because he gave it away. Now he got a wall up. He got a gate up. He got a cell up. He locked down in his mind and he don't trust nobody. He don't trust nobody. He don't care how attractive you are. He care what you. So now he's saying they done drained me of my money. They done took my money. So you got to come to me and you got to have money. If you have money, he'll make up all kind of excuses why he don't want to be with you. It is a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot. A man that's been hurt is dangerous. A woman that's been hurt is dangerous. The man that rejected her, or the men that rejected her, look at Phyllis Hyman. Look at Phyllis Hyman. Y'all remember Phyllis Hyman? You got this some grown people talk. You remember Phyllis Hyman? She in the grave because a man didn't want her. I felt that pain. I know how that pain. Now see, I meant that. What I mean by let me explain to you what I meant by I felt that pain because they're gonna break up something in here. Is that in order to write a good book, in order to teach a good lesson, in order to teach a good message, you got to feel people's pain. See, it's two kind of empathies. You can sympathize with somebody, but you have never had a baby pass away. I had a baby pass away, so I can empathize with anybody that had a baby pass away. However, if you have never been through similar to what somebody been through, you can sympathize with them, but you can't empathize with them. Yeah, you can sympathize with them, but you can't empathize with them because you haven't been through nothing. You haven't been through that experience. Experience either is going to make you or it's going to break you. But people keep going around talking about people hurt me, people hurt me, people hurt me, people hurt me. It's best for you to leave them alone because they're already telling you they hurt. They're already telling you they're broken. They're already telling you they're insecure. They're already telling you they got low self-esteem. So you bring yourself in there thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to show them love. There ain't nothing but using those words to get you to have sex with them. Because that's all they're going to give you. They ain't giving you nothing else. They're not trying to have a relationship with you. They're not trying to have emotions for you. They're not trying to do that. Because they just trying to hit and run. They're just trying to hit and run. So I can't go into all I'm going to put in this book, but it's going to be real heavy. This book is going to be loaded. It's going to be loaded. It's a shame that people don't never heal. Some people go through their whole life broken. And they never heal from the one they wanted to marry. They never heal from the last person they trusted. I don't know what this person is saying, but I'm going to report them because I don't deal with uh, graphic words. I don't know. I don't deal with them. But yeah, a man will bleed on you if the last woman hurt him. He will bleed on you. And that last woman could have been his ex-wife from 17 years ago. The last woman that hurt him. That last woman can be somebody that hurt him when he was a teenager. Hello. It don't have to be somebody current. It could be somebody from the past. It could be somebody from the past. If it wasn't raining and cold, I would go get my paperwork. But I'm going to wait. It could be somebody from the past that hurt that man. It could be somebody from the past that hurt that woman. I remember I had a colleague in the ministry. He fell in love with this lady. And I knew this wasn't his wife. But I have discernment. So I never said nothing to him because he wasn't going to listen to me anyway. Because it was another lady he liked, but he didn't like her as much as this other lady. And so he fell for the voluptuous woman. He fell for this woman. He was blinded by her. But the other woman was like, she ain't right. She ain't right for you. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. But he didn't want her. He used to argue with her all the time. But the other woman couldn't do no wrong. This woman couldn't do no wrong. I hadn't seen him in a long time. I hadn't heard from him. He was just a colleague in the ministry. We used to minister together, do everything together. But I saw the woman, and she would just sit on the front row and look at him and watch him and stuff. Now, let me tell you what broke him. This is what broke him. Him and her was out to dinner. Listen to this. There's a lot of women like this. He went out to dinner with her. Now, they deep. They done had a baby together. They had been together for at least 3 years, if not 5. He was in love with this woman. This woman was voluptuous. And he was crazy about this girl. They were grown folks. So they was out to dinner. And a man came in the restaurant that she was in love with. Now, they would do to get married. He got engaged to this woman and everything. Made a baby by the woman and everything. I hadn't heard from him in years. I asked him what had happened to her. He said, let me tell you the story. He ain't never been the same. He ain't never been. Let me tell you what he did, though. The man came in the restaurant. They engaged. This is her fiance. When that man came in the restaurant, she lit up like it was like he bought her a 6-figure mansion. Hello. And she dissed her fiance in front of this man. She did not introduce her fiance to this man. And this man just got out of jail. The man she was in love with had been in prison and had just got out of jail. And he happened to come in a restaurant. That man that was in love with that woman that he had engaged and he thought he was going to marry her, that he gave his seed to, never introduced him to that other man the whole time she was talking to him. That man was so broken. That man was broken. So he ain't never been the same since then. He has never been the same since then. Now he's about 63 years old, and he likes young girls. He likes the young girls that are 18 to 24 years old. When he was in love with somebody that was close to his age. He had never been the same. So when you meet a man or a woman that's been broken by somebody, you you better find that out. Because 9 times out of 10, they not trying to give their heart to you. Because their heart is still with that other person. I learned the lesson from a country boy. I learned the lesson. I learned the lesson. And it's in this chapter, I'm gonna really get into this chapter more deeply because it's something that people need to know. You need to find out if a person is over they ex. Sometimes they can tell you they over their ex. They ain't over their ex. They trying to convince themselves by saying it out loud, but they not. Then you end up falling in love with them, and you don't even know who you fell in love with because they're not even over that ex. They just been sleeping with other people, finding beautiful women, sleeping with them, and sending them on their way, making them do things for them. I know a lot of men, a lot of men. I mean, I'm always talking to colleagues about stories that I hear, and I learn a lot in the church and out of the church. I've learned a lot. There are men that don't want a woman, but they will let a woman go down on them. I know a lot of men like that. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've been abstinent 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, like 6 years, given the right man, woman, given the right conversation, woman, given the right woman, man, given the right conversation, man, you will do something you never thought you would do because you like the way somebody look. You think you healed. You think you delivered. You think you got control over your sexual body parts, and you will find yourself falling in sin because you like somebody and they spark something in you that you haven't felt since the last person that broke your spirit. And you will think, oh, wow, I can make this work. I can make them like me. And you'll be like a child when you are a grown man, when you are a grown woman, and you'll be like, oh my God, how did I let that happen? How did I let them do that to me? You did it to yourself. Let me give you the scripture. You were tempted by that person, you fell in sin. You were tempted. It's so many people that have passed you. You go back over your life. I knew a lady was abstinent for 9 years. 9 years she was abstinent, working, built her bank account up, had money, and she fell for this guy. And he broke her so bad. She was at 9 years. It happens all the time. These people are clever. They're keen. They know how to get to you. It's okay though. It's okay because I don't know because I'm not in the game, never been in the game, not from the streets, never been in the streets, never been from the streets, don't know nothing about the streets. So, I've been in the church mostly, I would say 98% of my life. So I don't recognize a lot of stuff. It was a car that tried to come through and I had to get it off. I don't know if y'all still there or not. I can't tell. Is it moving? There we go. Yeah, a call that came through and I had to, it was a spam call. But I'm telling you, I'm going to write this book. But I would never, I learned a lot how some people snap. But you have no business. I'm going to go back to this and I'm getting off here. You have no business going to nobody's house that never invited you. You have no business. None at all. What are you doing? What are you doing? Leave that person alone. But yeah, I know I have a couple of pages and I've been on this person page from day one. It's not my name. It's not my name. I know people, just like they know people. I have friends of years and years. I know a lady that um actually she said she was gonna throw a party for her ex and then invite all of his loved ones because she that hurt and expose him. I don't know. I don't know what that story is about. That's I don't know what that's. You might want to go to another page and talk because I'm not. That's not the subject for today. Yeah. So I'm grateful for the lesson because I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson. I don't know. I not only learned a lesson, I learned so much about myself. You know, because you have a bubble and I have a bubble. You have a bubble and I have a bubble. You used to a certain type of person. I'm used to a certain type of person. You used to a certain type of women. I'm used to a certain type of man. So it's hard for people to come out their bubble. It's hard for people to come out their comfort zone. It's just hard for them to come out their comfort zone. But yeah, people exposing people to my he hurt me and he hurt me, she hurt me. No, you hurt yourself. You hurt yourself because you could have stopped it. What did you do to stop it? You kept going back. You kept letting them call. You kept. So I learned the lesson. Yes, I did. I learned that lesson. And the respectful thing is whether the person was sincere when they said forgive me, you gotta one thing I know, you have to cut the ties and cut the energy because you think the person is a lunatic or you think, I'm from heaven. You just came on, but I'm not here to have that kind of conversation. You might have to catch me on another day. I'm teaching a lesson and I've been on for 56 minutes. So you coming into a lesson, into a message, and I'm not really feeling like talking. I done blocked about 8, 9 people. I done reported them. I'm not. This is not the conversation. I'm in the process of doing something different. When I'm doing this, I'm doing something totally different, and so I'm not ready for that. Not right now. Not right. Not today. This is not it. This is not it. Um. Yeah. So I would never do that to somebody. If I didn't come to the person's house, if I didn't go to their job, and I was out there for that money, I obviously am not that kind of person. I'm not that. I wouldn't do that. Who does that to people? Somebody that's mentally ill, somebody that has psychological issues, mental illnesses. People crazy, and you got to find out if they're crazy. You got to find it crazy. But yeah, a lot of times I bring up an example of what I may have came through, but really it's pointed to somebody totally different. Somebody totally different. Thank you so much. Thank you. Somebody totally different was trying to come into my inbox. I'm going back to the beginning of this conversation, and it was a bishop, and I just had brought up a police officer as an example because the bishop was trying to do the same thing, and I was like, you know what? I ain't trying to learn this lesson twice. I'm not trying to learn this lesson twice. I'm not doing it. I'm not trying to learn the lesson twice. You'd be the surprise of the people that come in my inbox to run game. It's a shame. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not on that subject. So I'm not on that. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know. That sound kind of spooky. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm not trying to, you know, you got to be careful. You really got to be careful who you interact with. You just do. That's not the subject though. You might want to go. I think I want to advise you to get you a YouTube channel started. Just get off my channel. Go get your YouTube channel started, and you might want to talk about that prime minister on your channel, because that's not what I want to talk about. You're trying to change the subject. I don't want to talk about that. I just don't. I don't want. That my mind is not on there. It's like interrupting the class. You being rude. Don't do that. I'm not there right now to talk about that. I've been on here for an hour, and it's people. Even if it's one person that's learning a lesson from me, I can't. I'm not there to talk about that. I'm not. This is not the time to interrupt me. Not today. I'm not feeling that right now. But yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing who don't know what you know. And writing books is not easy. They're not easy. They're hard. I, this is not a share time. This is not share time. You interrupting. This is not share. Okay, you're not listening. Not listening. So since you want to share, I can't help you. I can't help you. I just can't. I can't help you because that's not where my mind is right now. I'm not there right now. I'm just not there. I'm saying it over and over. How many times do you have to be so? How many times do you have to show somebody you know? Oh, I learned so much. I just can't even tell y'all. Y'all don't even understand. You got to learn the lesson. You got to learn the lesson. You have to learn the lesson about people that run game. You got to learn the lesson about people that don't want you. You got to learn the lesson about people. You got men that don't like women. They've been done wrong so many times by women, they don't even like them. You got, because they believe that woman gonna leave them because they've been left so many times. You got women that don't like men because they've been left so many times, and they blame it on the person when they pick wrong. They bad pickers. A lot of people are just bad pickers. They don't know how to pick a good person, and then when they meet a good person, they scared. They paranoid. They already broken. They're gonna bleed on you. They're gonna bleed on you. They're gonna treat you real bad. They're gonna treat you real bad. I'm telling you. And lessons are created for you to discover if you learned them or not. And some people never learn the lesson. Some people go to the grave broken, hurt, single, alone, got a large body count. It's bad. It's so bad. People come in here. Let me see. See. People come on here and they don't speak. They don't speak. They just start talking. Hello. So yeah, they don't speak. They just come over and they just start talking, like interrupting. They don't listen like me. I've had my experiences where I've interrupted people on their live, and they moderator be on there and they will block you because it's that person's YouTube channel. They taking a time out. They're taking a time out. I'm from heaven. I am from heaven. I'm from heaven. I'm from heaven. I'm not here to talk about where I'm from. This is a lesson I've been teaching for 60 minutes. I'm getting ready to get off. You came in at the end of the lesson. I don't think you spoke. I have a problem with you. You didn't speak. And you laughing. So I'm going to let you laugh. I'm going to let you laugh. It's okay that you want to laugh. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. And you have to have discernment too when you coming on. People don't know. To me on YouTube, I'm doing good. Thank you. On YouTube, I think that people shouldn't be able to get online unless they use their driver's license. They use their legal driver's license. I just feel like they should use they legal driver's license. They should use it. They should use their legal driver's license. They literally should use it. They should use their legal driver's license. They should use it. People should use their legal driver's license. They shouldn't let people, and that's why they shut down Craigslist. That's why I found that they shut down YouTube. People could message you through thank you for the likes, thank you. They can message you through YouTube. They stop that out because you don't know who you're talking to. You have no idea who you're talking to on here. And you got to be a strong person. You cannot be no weak person coming on no YouTube, no public platforms. You cannot. You got to be a person that can hold your weight. You got to be you got to be able to hold your weight because these people are something else. But if they had to use their driver's license, you know, when I get enough followers, when I do get enough followers, I'm glad you are. You people gonna have to pay to get on here because I'm not gonna be dealing with that foolishness. I'm not. You don't know my story. You don't know my story. But I tell you, I'm gonna leave it. And I try not to use. I intentionally didn't use a lot of scriptures because some people don't want to hear all that sometimes. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just wanted to talk to say when you learn a lesson, then you won't be hurt. But when you hurt, you haven't learned a lesson. When you learn the lesson, you won't be trying to tell on people and turn them in and report people and sabotage and do this. That was between you and them and God. God to take care of it. And I don't hope nothing bad happened to that person because they hold a special place in my heart. I don't want nothing bad to happen to a person because you got to remember what part did you play in that situation? What part did you play? And that's where people mess up. They mess up. That's where they mess up. But I tell you what, that bishop, when I did that lesson 6 days ago, after I did that lesson and he saw me talk, he left me alone. Even though the police officer thought I was talking about him and the family thought I was talking about that bishop, y'all. That bishop came into my inbox and I was like, okay, I got something for you. You think you're going to put the wool over my eyes? Not no bishop. Not a bishop? What are you doing online? No, no. That's a no for me. That's a no for me. Mm. These people got to stop doing this stuff. But I don't wish nothing bad on him. Nothing, nothing at all. Nothing at all. I really, it really bothers me that he been through what he been through. That's what that bothers me. It does. It bothers me. Whoever hurt him, whoever broke him, whoever made him insecure, whoever made him feel like he can't trust no woman, it bothers me. It really bothers me that you know a person can be good at their craft, good in their field, have a degree, have 2 or 3 degrees, but in relationships they have never had the opportunity to be loved the way they should be loved. That bothers me. It literally bothers me to have had the opportunity to be around that person and to talk to that person. That meant a lot to me. I have a lot of respect for that person. No matter how it was, I have so much respect. I really do. So anyway, they finished loading me. Shalom to you all. Shalom. Thank you.